This is a question from December 2012. Question 2, Clara's archery, that's called when you shoot arrows. So it says, in archery, you can score from 1 to 10. The outer ring gives 1 point and the inner ring gives 10 points. In a series of 36 arrows, Clara scored 174 points in all. Question 2.1, how many points did Clara score on average, or mean average, per arrow? So gennemsnit in Danish, that's the one where you add them all up and divide by how many there are. So they've already been added up to 174. So it's 174 divided by 36, and that makes 4.83. Question 2.2. In Clara's series of 36 arrows, the median of her score was 4. Explain what a median of 4 tells you about her series of 36 arrows. Well, a median is the one that's in the middle if you put them all in order. So we can say that the median says, or tells us that half of her arrows were 4 or over, scoring 4 or over, and half were scoring 4 or under. Have to be a bit careful how we word that, because if you split it right down the middle into two halves, there can be some 4s in the top and the bottom half if there's lots of 4s. So you can't say that half of her arrows were over 4 and half were under 4. You've got to be careful where those middle values are. So the safest way to word it is, as I've put it, half of the arrows were 4 or over, half were 4 or under. And then it says every year Clara shoots many series of 36 arrows, and then she keeps statistics of her results, and the box plot shows the distribution of her points totals in 2011 and 2012. So box plots, they're good ways of comparing the differences between two sets of data about similar things. So you can see in 2011 the box is lower because she's not as good as she is in 2012, where the box is up with the higher scores. Now remember what a box plot shows. It shows you the smallest value, the highest value. It shows you the median, the halfway value in the line in the middle of the box, but then the edges of the box show you the quartiles. So that's the values that cut off the bottom 25% from the top 75%, and then the bottom 75% from the top 25%. So the box gives you 25, 50, and 75% cutoff values. So it says you have to compare the two box plots and explain what they tell about the development in Clara's results from 2011 to 2012. And really with box plots, you're looking to say two things, or you're looking to observe two things. First of all, where are the data generally? So you can see that in 2012 the scores are generally higher. And then the other thing a box plot can show you is how spread out the values are. So you can see that her range of values is much higher in 2011 and much tighter in 2012 because she's more consistently scoring the same kind of scores. So I've written a comparison. She's better in 2012 because there's a better median or a higher median. Her results are more consistent, mehr stabil, in 2012 because there is a lower range. Variationsbreite is range, and it's basically the difference between the highest and the lowest. But generally with a box plot, it needs to be those two observations, the position of the data and the spread of the data. So there's my answers set out neatly with the marks, 3, 3 and 4 marks available.